All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Tanvi Taneja and with me is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and US President Donald Trump discuss the emerging realities of post-COVID world. President Trump invites Prime Minister to the G7 summit later this year. Cyclone Nisarg to make landfall in Maharashtra and Gujarat this afternoon. Pakistan remains epicenter of international terrorism, reiterates India, citing UN Security Council report. 57 lakh migrant workers transported so far by Shramik special trains, says Railways. And 2,200 Indians to be flown back from the Gulf today under the Vande Bharat mission. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a telephonic conversation with United States President Donald Trump. They discussed US presidency of G7, the COVID-19 pandemic, and many other issues. During the conversation held yesterday, President Trump expressed his desire to include India in the ambit of Group of Seven and invited Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend the next G7 summit to be held in USA later this year. According to an official statement, President Trump spoke about the US presidency of the G7 and conveyed his desire to expand the ambit of the grouping beyond the existing membership to include other important countries, including India. Prime Minister Modi commended President Trump for his creative and far-sighted approach, acknowledging the fact that such an expanded forum would be in keeping with the emerging realities of the post-COVID world. The Prime Minister said that India would be happy to work with the US and other countries to ensure the success of the proposed summit. During the phone call, Prime Minister Modi expressed concern regarding the ongoing civil disturbances in the US and conveyed his best wishes for an early resolution of the situation. The two leaders also exchanged views on other topical issues such as COVID-19 situation in the two countries, the situation on the India-China border, and the need for reforms in the World Health Organization. Later in a tweet, Prime Minister Modi said, the richness and depth of India-US consultations will remain an important pillar of the post-COVID global architecture. President Trump warmly recalled his visit to India in February this year. Prime Minister Modi said that the visit had been memorable and historic on many accounts and had also added new dynamism to the bilateral relationship. Our correspondent reports the exceptional warmth and candor of the conversation reflected the special nature of Indo-US ties as well as the friendship and mutual esteem between both the leaders. India-Australia Virtual Leaders Summit is scheduled to be held on 4th of June. Sources said this will be the first time that Prime Minister Narendra Modi would be holding a bilateral virtual summit with a foreign leader. Since the high-level visit of Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison to India was in the pipeline this year, the two leaders decided to continue the engagement even though it was in the form of a virtual meeting. This is the first time that India is holding a virtual summit. Australia has already done one such bilateral virtual summit with Singapore in March this year. Sources said the focus would be on the positive trajectory in bilateral relations during discussions between the two prime ministers.
India has said a recent UN Security Council report vindicates India's long-standing position that Pakistan remains the epicenter of international terrorism. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Anurag Srivastav said this in response to media queries regarding the report submitted by the UN Security Council's Analytical Support and Sanctions Monitoring Team concerning individuals and entities constituting a threat to the peace, stability and security of Afghanistan. He said India notes with serious concern the reference in the report to the continued presence of the senior leadership of the UN-designated terrorist organization, Al-Qaeda, and its affiliates in Afghanistan. India has also expressed concern at the large number of foreign terrorist fighters, including up to 6,500 Pakistani nationals operating in Afghanistan. Besides, UN-designated entities like Lashkar-e-Taiba and the Jaish-e-Mohammed operating from Pakistan-controlled territories are facilitating trafficking and imparting training to other terrorists in Afghanistan. The spokesperson said that proscribed terrorist entities and individuals continue to enjoy safe havens and recruit, train, arm, finance and operate with impunity from Pakistan with state support. He said they inflict violence and spread terrorism in the region and other parts of the world. Mr. Srivastav said Pakistan has failed in fulfilling its international obligations to put an end to support to terrorism emanating from terrorists under its control. He said India will continue to contribute and support all efforts towards securing peace, security and stability in Afghanistan. Government has clarified over the claim that Defence Minister Rajnath Singh admitted on a private TV channel that Chinese soldiers crossed Indian side of LAC. In a tweet, Press Information Bureau said the minister was referring to different perceptions of the LAC and presence of Chinese troops. The PIB said it is being misinterpreted as if the Chinese troops entered Indian side of LAC.
Health and Family Welfare Ministry said that COVID-19 recovery rate has reached 48.07% in the country and a total of 95,527 people affected with novel coronavirus have been cured so far. Briefing media in New Delhi yesterday, a health ministry official said that the recovery rate has been improving continuously.
मैं आप लोगों की दृष्टि में लाना चाहूंगा कि देश का रिकवरी रेट कंटिन्यूसली इंप्रूव कर रहा है। कल की तारीख में भी देखें तो 3,708 पीपल दे हैव गॉट रिकवर्ड और उसके साथ ही देखें कि टोटल हमारा रिकवरी नंबर जो है वो बढ़कर 95,527 पेशेंट्स हो चुका है। 15 अप्रैल में अगर देश का रिकवरी रेट करीब 11.42% था, 3 मई तक बढ़कर वह 26.59% हुआ। 18 मई को वही बढ़कर 38.29% और बढ़कर 48.07% हो चुका है।
The Health Ministry said though the number of corona cases are increasing in India, but in comparison to other countries of the world, less cases and deaths have been reported.
हम बाकी देशों में जिनकी आबादी अगर हमारे देश के अनुपात में उसको बराबर माना जाए कि हमारा देश ओवरऑल परफॉर्मेंस वाइज उसमें काफी कुछ स्टेबिलिटी हम लोगों ने नोट की है। अगर हम 14 देश लें जिनकी आबादी हमारे देश से मिलती जुलती है, आज भी उन देशों में हमारे देश के मुकाबले 22.5% अधिक केसेस आए हैं और 55.2 टाइम्स अधिक डेथ भी वहां पर रिपोर्ट हुई हैं।
The ministry said surveillance, contact tracing, isolation and timely clinical management have reduced the fatality rate in the country. The ministry said case fatality was 3.30% on 15th of April and now it is at 2.82%, which is the lowest among other countries of the world. The worldwide fatality rate is 6.13%. Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, has said that testing capacities have been scaled up during the last 2 months and now 1 lakh tests are being done every day. The World Health Organization has said that 61,94,533 confirmed cases of COVID-19 have been reported globally till date. According to the WHO tally, over 1,24,139 new cases of novel coronavirus were reported in the last 24 hours. Globally, till now, 3,76,320 deaths have been reported as per the WHO. According to the WHO, Europe has over 21,75,941 confirmed cases, while the number stands at 1,08,121 for African region.
Participating in AIR News live phone-in program on COVID-19, senior physician Dr. A.K. Varshni said the recovery rate has improved for the COVID-19 infection, though senior citizens and comorbid people need to be extra cautious.
ठीक होने की दर है वो लगभग जो है 90% तो अपने आप ही बिना दवा के हो जाता है। 5-7% लोगों में ऑक्सीजन देने के बाद हल्का लंग्स में इंफेक्शन निमोनिया हो जाता है, उससे हो जाता है। 3% के करीब व्यक्ति जो कि खासतौर से बड़े बुजुर्ग हैं या जिनमें पहले से कई बीमारियां हैं, हार्ट डिजीज है, गुर्दे की बीमारी है, फेफड़े की बीमारी है, उन लोगों को जब हो जाता है तो उनमें मृत्यु दर काफी है। तो इसीलिए देर सवेर देखिए 97% पेशेंट बिल्कुल ठीक हो जाएंगे।
Dr. Varshni added that people with COVID-19 symptoms should isolate themselves to avoid any spread of the infection.
अगर कोई इन्फेक्टेड व्यक्ति है तो वो अपने को आइसोलेट करे, अपने घर के भीतर आइसोलेट करे या फिर उसकी जरूरत होगी तो हॉस्पिटल या जहाँ पे आइसोलेट करे। अगर कोई भी संक्रमित व्यक्ति है, अगर उसको कोई भी लक्षण नहीं, अगर ना उसको खांसी है, ना जुकाम है, बुखार, तो उसके संक्रमण होने की संभावना नहीं है। फिर भी वो एहतियात के तौर पे अगर अपने चेहरे पे मास्क लगा कर रहता है, अपने हाथों को अच्छी तरीके से सैनिटाइज करके जाता है, जब आप उसके कॉन्टेक्ट में नहीं आएंगे तो वो चांसेज आपके इन्फेक्शन के बहुत कम है।
In a series Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you the views of the leading medical experts on COVID-19. Talking to AIR News, Dr. Nand Kumar, Professor, Psychiatry, AIIMS, suggested the people to stay at homes, spend time with family members and practice yoga.
We are going to overcome this crisis within a few weeks. In the coming few weeks, stay at home, spend time with the family, do household work, exercise, listen to music, sing with the family, do yoga, meditation, and take care of emotional needs of the family.
Dr. Sanjay Pandey of the Govind Ballabh Pant Hospital, Delhi, spoke about the use of masks, saying it is important to wear them while stepping out of home.
आम फ्लू और कोरोना वायरस के जो सिम्टम है, दोनों के सिम्टम मिलते जुलते हैं, जैसे खांसी आना, बुखार होना, नाक बहना, और कोरोना वायरस के 10 से 15% पेशेंट ऐसे हैं जिनमें कई बार सांस की दिक्कत हो जाती है। इनकी संख्या कम है। अगर कोई वृद्ध वयस्क हो या कोई इस तरह की बीमारी पहले से हो, जैसे ब्लड प्रेशर, डायबिटीज, तो उनका विशेष रूप से ख्याल रखें।
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and US President Donald Trump discussed the emerging realities of post-COVID world. President Trump invites Prime Minister to the G7 summit later this year. Cyclone Nisarg to make landfall in Maharashtra and Gujarat this afternoon. Pakistan remains epicenter of international terrorism, reiterates India, citing UN Security Council report. 57 lakh migrant workers transported so far by Shramik special trains, says Railways. And 2,200 Indians to be flown back from the Gulf today under the Vande Bharat mission. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on the Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Railways has said that a total of 4,155 Shramik special trains have been operationalized from various states, and more than 57 lakh migrant workers have been transported in the last 33 days. These trains were originated from various states. The top 5 states from where maximum trains originated are Gujarat, Maharashtra, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. These Shramik special trains were terminated in various states across the country. The top 5 states where maximum trains terminated are Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha and West Bengal. As part of evacuation process of people of other states and UTs stranded in Jammu and Kashmir, 2 Shramik special trains with 3,537 migrant workers left from Katra railway station for Chhattisgarh yesterday. Our correspondent reports that with this, the total number of outbound migrant workers who have been sent back to their home states through special trains from Katra since 19th of May has crossed 35,000. So far, J&K government has arranged 22 special trains to facilitate the movement of migrant workers. However, 2 more Shramik trains are scheduled for today from Katra. Chhattisgarh government will conduct a skill mapping of migrant workers who have returned from other states during the lockdown. Panchayat and Rural Development Minister of Chhattisgarh, T.S. Singh Dev, said that on the basis of this skill mapping, efforts will be made to provide suitable employment to these migrant workers. Employment will be provided in the areas according to their skills and training.
40-point pro forma has been given. It also entails your skills. What are your skills? Are you an unskilled laborer? Are you a skilled labor person? You could have any skill which provides you employment. So if you give details of that skill, we may be able to provide you work opportunity as per that skill. Otherwise, as a daily wage labor, we'll be providing Manrega cards to all families who want to be registered. We are giving that opportunity. And the next stage is what employment can be provided.
The minister held a video conference with chief executive officers of Zilla Panchayats to review the arrangements in quarantine centres. The Chhattisgarh government has set up over 20,000 quarantine centres in various parts of the state. Currently, more than 3 lakh people are in quarantine at these centres.
Under the Vande Bharat mission, VBM, 14 flights are scheduled from the Gulf countries today, carrying more than 2,200 Indians back home. 10 flights are scheduled from the United Arab Emirates, UAE. 6 flights will take off from Dubai to Kochi, Kannur, Kozhikode, Trichy, Bangalore and Kolkata. This is the first flight to Kolkata from the UAE. 4 flights from Abu Dhabi will take back people to Amritsar, Kozhikode, Kochi and Thiruvananthapuram. Doha has 2 flights to Chennai and Thiruvananthapuram, while from Muscat people will fly back to Bhubaneswar and Kannur. Priority has been given to distressed workers, stranded tourists, pregnant women, medical emergency cases and senior citizens in sending back. On Tuesday, 2,719 stranded and distressed Indians, including infants, boarded the special flights under the VBM from various Gulf countries to go home. From UAE, nearly 1,800 people were repatriated. Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said more than 57,000 citizens have returned to India on flights been operated under Mission Vande Bharat since the 6th of last month. They have returned from Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Kuwait, Doha, Bahrain, Dammam, Lagos, Bishkek, Muscat, Moscow and Jeddah. Under the Operation Samudra Setu, the Indian Navy's amphibious transport vessel INS Jalashwa brought home 685 stranded passengers yesterday. It reached the VOC port at Tuticorin in Tamil Nadu after an overnight journey from Colombo. It is the first ship to reach Indian shores from Sri Lanka with the repatriated nationals under the Samudra Setu mission. The embarkation has been facilitated by the Indian mission in Colombo. The Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy briefed the State Governor Banwarilal Purohit at the Raj Bhavan in Chennai last evening. He also reviewed the ground situation in the state capital due to COVID-19. More from a correspondent.
The Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy says the state has sufficient RT-PCR kits with its hospital to test COVID-19 samples. He reviewed the pandemic situation in Chennai with officials at the City Corporation headquarters Ripon building yesterday. Later, he told reporters over 2.92 lakh kits are in store now and the stock is being replenished regularly. He also said generally only 5% of the COVID-19 patients require ventilator support during treatment, as others turn negative without any need for it. He added there are 17,500 beds for accommodating COVID-19 positive people in Chennai, which is 75,000 in the whole state. Meanwhile, the state government is considering distribution of free masks for all families having ration cards, 2 pieces for every person. Jai Singh, AER News, Chennai.
Karnataka recorded its biggest spike in cases related to COVID-19 for a single day yesterday, with 388 testing positive. With this, the total number of cases has reached 3,796. Medical Education Minister Dr. K. Sudhakar has said that the need for mandatory testing for travellers returning from Maharashtra has been suggested by experts and elected representatives as well. This comes after the state witnessed a sudden spike in corona-positive cases after a large number of people, mostly migrant workers, returned from Maharashtra. Presently, people are being allowed to go home after 14 days of mandatory institutional quarantine. Telangana yesterday reported 99 fresh cases of COVID-19 in a single day, taking the total positive cases to 2,891. 35 people have been discharged from the hospital post-recovery, taking the total number of recoveries to 1,526. With 151 new cases, the number of positive cases has risen to 4,096 in Bihar. The death toll stands at 24. Altogether, 1,803 patients have recovered and were discharged from hospitals. The recovery rate is over 44%.
In Madhya Pradesh, recovery rate of people infected with coronavirus is 60.4, which is the second best in the country. Madhya Pradesh reported 12.3% higher recovery rate in comparison to the country's average recovery rate. The country's average recovery rate is 48.1. After 137 new cases of coronavirus have been reported in the last 24 hours, the number of infected cases in the state has gone up to 8,283. So far, 364 people have died due to COVID-19. A report.
According to the official press release, the recovery rate in Madhya Pradesh was only 9% on April 13, which has reached 60% in just 1.5 months. Out of 8,283 cases in the state, there are only 2,922 active cases, while 5,221 patients have been cured so far. At present, capacity of about 6,000 tests per day has been developed in the state. There were 6,023 tests conducted in the state on Sunday, which is the highest number of tests conducted in a day. Now 21 labs are conducting COVID-19 tests in the state. There are 4 such districts in the state where no positive cases have been reported in the last 21 days. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In Tripura, another 25 persons tested positive for COVID-19 yesterday. With this, the total number of positive cases in the state rose to 471 with 294 active cases. So far, 173 patients have been discharged from hospitals after recovery. In the Union Territory, Ladakh, Leh District Disaster Management Chairman Sachin Kumar has constituted 2 committees afresh to inquire into the lapses in the death of former Union Minister Phunsok Namgyal, whose samples were later tested positive for COVID-19. A report.
Two committees following the report of a three-member committee were formed on Tuesday to inquire into the lapses and irregularities in handing over of body of a deceased COVID-19 positive case. The first committee has submitted its report in the given 2 hours time for inquiry. However, late in the evening, in a statement, District Disaster Management Authority Chairman Mr. Sachin Kumar informed the media that two committees are inquiring into the lapses to avoid laxity in future. In the meantime, adjoining areas of former Union Minister's house is declared as containment zone. Similarly, the crew and co-passengers of the flight in which Mr. Namgyal travelled on 28th May are advised to go in for quarantine. Ramesh Chandra, All India Radio News, Leh.
Ahead of the expected landfall of cyclone Nisarg in Alibag in Maharashtra's Raigad district this afternoon, Mumbai and its metropolitan areas are receiving rainfall since last evening, which intensified during the night. The IMD has predicted moderate rainfall in most parts of the metropolis and heavy to very heavy rainfall in isolated places over the next 24 hours. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has urged people living in coastal areas of the state to remain indoors for the next 2 days. Addressing the people yesterday through Facebook Live, Mr. Thackeray said cyclone Nisarg is likely to intensify into a severe cyclonic storm and hit Alibag with a wind speed of about 100 to 125 kilometers per hour. He informed that 15 teams of National Disaster Response Force and 4 teams of State Disaster Response Force have been deployed to conduct evacuations and necessary relief and rehabilitation measures. The Chief Minister said the district authorities along with Navy are on high alert and will be on their toes to minimize the damage. He said everyone must adhere to the advisories issued by local authorities and rely on the updates being issued by All India Radio and Doordarshan. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
In view of the threat posed by impending cyclonic storm Nisarga, Mumbai police have issued an order prohibiting movement of people along the Mumbai coastline from midnight to Thursday afternoon. With the cyclone expected to make landfall at Alibag in Raigad district, more than 3,500 people from fishermen colonies and temporary houses have been evacuated to safer structures like schools, community halls and government buildings. In Palghar, all chemical units besides industrial and commercial establishments have been asked to remain shut and prohibitory orders have been issued to fishermen not to venture into the sea till Thursday. In view of the cyclone, some Mumbai-bound trains have been rescheduled. Preventive checks are in place at Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport. Madhuri Pange, AIR News, Mumbai.
Preventive checks are in place at the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport. 19 out of 50 flights are operating. These are 8 arrivals and 11 departures scheduled for today. 5 trains that were to depart from the Mumbai terminal have been rescheduled. 2 trains that were scheduled to arrive at Mumbai terminal to be suitably regulated and 1 train has been diverted. Cyclone storm Nisarg is likely to cross the South Gujarat coast by this afternoon. The evacuation of people from low-lying areas to safer locations is underway. Met Department has predicted extremely heavy rainfall with gusty winds in parts of South Gujarat's coastal districts today. Our correspondent reports that light to moderate rains with strong winds were reported in the coastal areas yesterday due to the cyclone. A report.
Heavy rainfall was reported at isolated places in coastal districts of Saurashtra, mainly Junagadh, Gir Somnath and Amreli yesterday. Coastal districts of South Gujarat also reported light to moderate showers with strong winds. Relief Commissioner Harshad Patel said the state government is fully equipped to tackle the calamity. The shifting of over 34,000 people living in low-lying areas of 8 coastal districts, including Surat, Navsari, Valsad and Bharuch, to safer location is underway. So far, over 16,000 people have been moved to shelter homes. In view of COVID-19, special precautions such as use of masks, PPE suits and sanitizers are being taken. Around 265 shelter homes have been set up in the state to accommodate the evacuated people. Aparna Khun, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
Speaking exclusively to All India Radio News this morning, DG NDRF SN Pradhan informed that in total 43 NDRF teams have been deployed in both the states.
साइक्लोन निसर्ग का सिचुएशन है वो अभी डेवलपिंग सिचुएशन है। हवा और बारिश थोड़ी थोड़ी हो रही है। डीआरएफ की टीमें कोस्टल एरियाज में घूम रही हैं और रात से ही इवैक्यूएशन का काम चल रहा है और स्टेट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन भी इवैक्यूएशन का काम कर रहा है। महाराष्ट्र के कोस्टल इलाकों में ज्यादा एक्टिविटी है। गुजरात में इवैक्यूएशन का ज्यादातर काम हो चुका है। एनडीआरएफ की कुल 43 टीमें दोनों राज्य में मिलाकर हो गई हैं। 21 टीमें महाराष्ट्र में हो गई हैं, 16 टीमें गुजरात में हो गई हैं और 45 में से बाकी टीमें जो है स्टैंड बाई में हैं।
In wake of Cyclone Nisarg, all teams of the Indian Navy have been put on alert and are ready to respond to any requirement of humanitarian assistance and disaster relief during the cyclonic period. Western Naval Command has mobilized adequate resources for flood relief and rescue due to excessive rainfall. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken to Chief Minister of Maharashtra Uddhav Thackeray, Chief Minister of Gujarat Vijay Rupani and Administrator of Daman Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Praful K. Patel, regarding the situation arising out of the cyclonic storm. He assured all possible support and assistance from the centre.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. National capital Delhi will have a minimum temperature of 24 degrees Celsius. Maximum temperature in the city will be around 37 degrees Celsius. Generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle is predicted for Delhi. In the south, Chennai will see a partly cloudy sky. The city will have a minimum temperature of 30 while maximum will hover around 36 degrees Celsius. Minimum temperature in Kolkata will be 25 while maximum will be around 34. On to north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature will be 22 in Jammu while maximum will be around 36. In Srinagar, the minimum temperature will be 11 while maximum will be around 26. The city will see a mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. In Gilgit, minimum temperature will be 16 while maximum is expected to be around 27. In Muzaffarabad, there will be partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Minimum temperature will be 15 while maximum will be around 29.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. The Prime Minister's address at the 125th anniversary of the CII gets highlighted by newspapers. We will get our growth back, PM tells India Inc., headlines the Hindustan Times. Industry must tap world's trust in India, says PM, notes the Times of India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi endorsing US President Donald Trump's plan to expand the ambit of G7 gets wide coverage. The Times of India writes, after talking of expanding G7, Trump invites Modi to summit. Highlighting the situation along the LAC, the Indian Express writes, Lieutenant Generals to lead military talks on Ladakh, Rajnath confirms large Chinese presence. COVID-19 case count nears 2 lakh mark, ICMR says, far away from peak, reports the Indian Express. The paper also informs Maharashtra's COVID growth rate falls below India's for the first time. And finally, the lockdown has taught each one of us something. The Hindu Business Line writes, for 105 villages in Maharashtra, the lockdown will be an annual 8-day event. Villagers of Ahmednagar Taluka in the month of May every year will switch off farming for 8 days, giving themselves and nature a break.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and US President Donald Trump discuss the emerging realities of post-COVID world. President Trump invites Prime Minister to the G7 summit later this year. Cyclone Nisarg to make landfall in Maharashtra and Gujarat this afternoon. Pakistan remains epicenter of international terrorism, reiterates India citing UN Security Council report. 57 lakh migrant workers transported so far by Shramik special trains, says Railways. And 2,200 Indians to be flown back from the Gulf today under the Vande Bharat mission. And for details of these stories and more, you can log on to our website www.newsonair.com. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.